Hello, and welcome to this year's Halloween makeup look. I decided to go with a siren / mermaid look this year, and I also used some liquid latex to make webbing for in between my fingers. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm happy with how this look turned out this year. So let's get into it. First things first, I am going to glue down my eyebrows. I have done this a few times in the past, but I'm not particularly good at it. My hairs always are still kind of lumpy, but I'm just running the Elmer's glue through my eyebrow hairs and then taking a spoolie to get the hairs as flat as possible. And once I'm happy with that, I then powder it. And then with a clear translucent powder, and then once the first layer is done, I go back in and I repeat the process a few more times until I think I have enough coverage, enough for me to paint over it at least. I'm starting off by putting the body paint down first, so I'm using the Maui Paradise Face and Body Makeup in Deep Sea, which is appropriately named for this makeup look. But I'm going in first with a flat, wide brush and laying the color down everywhere, and then I'm going in with a makeup sponge to help blend out any brush strokes that I may have left behind. As you can see, I'm leaving the middle part of my neck empty because I will be going in with a different color, and I didn't want to put that color on top of the teal. And I'm also painting my ears, painting all the nooks and crannies. I like using the Maui products because they're water activated, so that's better for my sensitive skin. But I also just like the coverage. You get a lot of use out of these products because a little goes a long way. Next, I am going in with a lighter greeny blue color that I believe this liner is from Glisten Cosmetics. It is also water activated. However, I realized once I started putting it on under my eyes that it was not really sitting well on top of the Maui body paint, but I still tried to make it work. So essentially I'm using this lighter blue color as a highlight under my eyes, and I am going back and forth between a brush and a sponge to help blend out this color since it wasn't working too well. This was definitely a trust the process moment because this product was not blending out that well, but I stuck with it and I just kept layering the products and blending them out and layering and blending and going back and forth between this lighter blue and the darker base teal color. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I am going in with the Maui Paradise body paint in purple, and I am putting that in the center of my neck area. I first put it down with a brush, but then I go in with a makeup sponge, and then I realize I'm not too happy with how it's blending out with the throwaway makeup sponges. So I go in with this yellow sponge that has a bit more texture to it, and I like the way this is blending more now into the teal and also giving this purple accent a bit of texture. This part kind of made me feel like a lizard, especially with this teal color, but I liked the combo, so I stuck with it. And I added the same purple onto my lips, but the lips are not done. We will come back to it. Next, to add a bit of highlight above the brow bone area, I went in with a white eyeshadow and I was just laying that down on top of the face paint. This was not, too perfect or in any particular way. I just wanted to add some highlight in that area of my face. And then I am taking the shade Currants from the High Tide ColourPop palette, and I am laying that down all over the eye area and also underneath the eye, and this also helps blend out that splotchy pale color from before, and I am just using this to accentuate the highlight areas of the face. So that's why I'm also putting it on my nose as well and on my chin area. For contour, I am going in with Urchin from the High Tide ColourPop palette. The High Tide palette is actually the perfect color story for this look, so I used it a lot. But I'm using Urchin as a contour shade. It is this deep bluey teal color, and I am laying that down and in kind of doing patting motions because I didn't want to disrupt the base paint color underneath, and I'm also putting it around the temple forehead area. I am also contouring underneath my jaw. I did want a lot of shadow in this look, so I am being a bit heavy-handed with the contour around the hollows of my cheeks and underneath my jaw, and I am definitely being heavy-handed with the contour around my nose. I wanted a particular shape, so something more narrow than what my nose actually is, and I am not good at contouring my nose, so I tried my best, but I just went in with a very small detailer brush first to lay out the shape of the nose that I wanted, and then I went in with a slightly larger blender type brush to blend out that harsh line a bit, although it is definitely not blended out completely. I did kind of want it to look harsh. I wanted it to be a bit extreme, and then I am taking the shade Currents from the High Tide palette and just putting that in the center. So next up, I am taking the shade Lunar from the High Tide palette, and I am creating the outline for the eye shape. So I'm just taking this as a guide basically of the shape that I want to create on the eye. On my right eye you can see that it's already complete, and so that eye I kind of winged it. So then when I went over to start the left eye, I had a better idea of what I wanted to do and the shape I wanted to build. And then I am taking the shade Amethyst from the Kathleen Lights ColourPop palette. What is it called? It is called So Jaded, that one. I'm taking the shade Amethyst and I am packing this on in this outline shape that I had just created. I'm really packing this color on. I want the purple to be very vibrant and punchy, and I am blending out bits here and there as I go. So once I pack it on with a small detailer brush, I take a different detailer brush to blend out the edges a bit as I go. But it's definitely not a smooth blend, but I didn't really necessarily want it to be that smooth of a blend. I think it's okay if it looks a little intense. I did want that intensity. So I'm just taking that amethyst color and following the outline that I created and then blending it out as I go. Next, I am taking the ColourPop Chrome Liquid Shadow in Supernova, and I am putting that on a liner brush, and I am going around the guide that I made for the eye shape. I'm basically just lining that shape and blending out some parts here and there because I wanted this magenta-y multi-chrome effect to again add some punchiness to the look. So the purple amethyst color has a bit of a sheen to it, and then this multi-chrome on top just adds a bit more vibrancy to the look. And I am just blending that out in areas and putting the amethyst on top again and going back and forth between these products and building it up to my liking. Next, I am taking concealer and I am cleaning up the areas of the eye look that I wanted to basically be a void to create this, graphic eye shape. So it is this like semicircle line area on the outer portion that I am cleaning up, and I'm going in with the chrome liquid eyeshadow again to just accentuate and clean up the line around that shape. And then I'm going in with concealer on the lid of my eye to help block that out. And my hand was just in front of the camera a lot, so this is not good footage, but you know what I'm doing. I'm putting concealer on my eye. I then put the Just a Splash color from the High Tide ColourPop palette on my lid just to add a little bit of sparkle. And then I'm going in with the shade Lunar, which is a very deep navy color, and I am just accentuating the very outer portions of the face to add a lot more shadow in that area just on the outside because I wanted it to be deeper. I'm then taking Lunar and I am creating an outline around my lips. So I kind of wanted to change the shape of my lips a little bit and make them a bit more round, or at least make the cupid's bow a bit more round. So I'm using this eyeshadow to kind of change the shape of my lips, but on the outside area I am adding more color and shading it a lot more to accentuate this outer corner of the lip. And then I go back and forth with the purple maroon color just to clean up some edges here and there, and then I take Lunar again and add more shading to the outer areas of the lip just to get the shape and the shading that I wanted. I'm then going in with the black liner from Suva Beauty, and I am creating these lines across the cheek area and then going down my neck and shoulder area. And I am looking at a reference image for this, and I'll put that up on screen now. So this artist, I did use a lot of her work as inspiration for this, and I kind of just like the creepy aspect these lines give to the look, so I wanted to incorporate something like that into my own Halloween look. And I think this also is a good way to kind of create movement within the makeup look. And also similar to the reference image, I am creating these dots using the black liner and having them come out of the mouth and eye area. And I think this also just adds a somewhat creepy element to the makeup look, and I liked the effect this gave. And I am also taking the chrome shadow that I used before and adding dots of that around the eye area as well. Now I am taking the glitter energetics from the Aura and Out ColourPop palette, and I am just putting it everywhere. This is one of my favorite glitter shades. I use it all the time and I'm running out of it, which is really sad. So I need to get more somehow. But yeah, I'm just making myself sparkly. And the final touch, I am adding these small pearls to the high points of my cheeks, and also as little accent placements along the black line, kind of mimicking barnacles. That's what I was thinking of when I was doing this. But this is the final touch. And then I put some fake eyelashes on off camera, and this is the final look. I am very happy with how it turned out this year. I painted some like fake fairy ears, and I also created this liquid latex webbing on my hand to just add to the overall complete look. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. Kind of different from stuff I've done previously. I don't really paint my whole body a lot, but I'm glad I did. And that is it for this year's Halloween look. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!